Hi everybody, this is the current events for Friday, October 9th. We're going to read the Decorah Public Opinion and the Driftless Journal. This is the Decorah Public Opinion for Thursday, October 8th. On the front page, we have a headline, Decorah High School Orchestra gets creative with open air harvest moon. Here's a photo. And it says, performing as part of this year's Harvest Moon, concerts Sunday at Phelps Park were front row from left.
Can you take a call on 00? Christina from Activity.
Sorry about that. It says, performing as part of this year's Harvest Moon concert Sunday at Phelps Park were, and it lists all the kids who were performing. And let's see. Then there is guidance on Halloween for Decorah. Decorah Police Department has issued guidance regarding Halloween trick-or-treating. There has been a lot of discussion and there have been many questions from public about trick-or-treating in Decorah. The police chief said, we will remind citizens to be respectful. And it goes on to page 2. Individuals interested in trick-or-treating should feel free to do so in respectful fashion. If a porch light is on, that means you can go there to get candy, and if it's off, they're gonna skip it this year due to COVID. So, let's see. Also on the front page, it says, Zittergruen will fill Ward 5 seat. Here's a picture of Zittergruen. Steve Zittergruen was named to Decorah City Council on a 4-2 vote during Monday evening's meeting. And then Decorah's downtown, a hidden gem, a list of improvements made by revitalization authorities. Downtown development was the emphasis of a preliminary report given last Thursday afternoon by visiting members of the Iowa Economic Development Authority's Downtown Resource Center. The representative spent several days in Decorah last week formulating specific guidelines for revitalization initiatives. Representatives had a few initial examples for updating the downtown area and presented the illustrations at a public gathering Thursday afternoon at the City Hall. Installation of improved downtown signage, sprucing up the North Alley parking area, adding green space to the downtown area, abandoning Hively Street, and enhancing the intersection of Water Street and Mechanic Street were among the examples for enhancement. So it'll be interesting to see what they end up deciding to do. Luther is to extend the suspension of international study options, and music programs are also effective. So they're having to scale back things because of COVID-19 at Luther as far as going abroad. Hopefully it won't impact the spring too much. It also, an article says the holiday lights are returning for a 16th season. And here's an example of the holiday lights from last year. All right. Let's see. The Winneshiek County Public Health is offering drive-up flu clinics, which is great to get your flu shot in your car. Don't even have to leave the car. That's pretty nice. Various letters to the editor. Let's see. Stay Safe, Take a Break program issues provisions to farmers during harvest season. During the harvest season, the Ag Committee will travel the countryside and southwest quadrant of Winneshiek County distributing bags filled with provisions to field workers. The bags include water, work gloves, and more, all donated. That's nice. They work so hard when they're harvesting, don't they? They have to get it done, and it has a short period of time they can do it in. All right, next page. We have the religion section. And in the religion section, we have, be generous, for where your treasure is, there will be your heart also, from the Decorah Friends meeting. And this is by Bill Deutsch. Okay. I've been thinking about generosity. A friend recently sent me a newspaper clipping with a headline caption, "Organ donors are modern day heroes." We also apply the term heroes to firefighters and first responders, to soldiers, to nurses, doctors, teachers, and others who are serving their community, sometimes at personal risk to themselves and their families. I do not disparage any of the efforts of the people mentioned above, and they may indeed be heroes. It seems to me, though, that what the value behind these efforts is generosity. Generosity is the act of giving good things freely and abundantly. We often associate generosity with the act of giving money, but generosity also includes helping a stranger, spending time with someone who's lonely, or in any number of ways in which we volunteer. We can be generous with our money, with our time, with our bodies, and with our spirit. Generosity and compassion are interconnected. Being generous does not require being acquainted with the recipient of the gift. It might not even be directed toward people, but toward systems change or interruption of hostility or preservation or enhancement of the environment. Caring, like generosity, can spread in many directions. I believe that we are designed to be generous. Have you ever watched infants or young children and how they reach out to each other even at a young age? I wonder if as we grow and develop that we unlearn some of what we start with. To rediscover our younger, truer selves, we may need to volunteer, to give money or time, to give of ourselves in other ways. Remembering, retrieving, and practicing generosity connects us with our better selves. Generosity exists because it allows us to exist and enhances our existence. Our history is a history not only of difficulty and conflict, but also of kindness, compassion, and generosity. A religion column in this paper a few weeks back was about how Decorah residents care for each other. I agree and encourage us to care for broader circles. During personal and societal times of stress, acts of kindness and generosity keep us connected and engaged with people around us, whether we identify with them on worldviews, religion, and on issues of concern or not. Generosity connects us with something bigger and with something outside of our personal needs. Generosity does not endorse or support hatred, bigotry, or violence, but it may seek to understand the person behind acts of violence. Generosity of spirit, seeking to understand another point of view and spending time understanding the person with that point of view, may be a valuable form of generosity as it is the gift of money. So be generous. Give money to those who ask. Give as much of your time and your talent to others as you are able. Be generous with your thoughts and your words. Say, "I'm sorry, I don't know. You may be right. I can see how you might feel that way." Be generous with your listening and your patience. May you find your treasure, and your heart are found not in storing good things up, but in giving them away freely and abundantly. All right. Let's see what else we've got in today's paper. Supervisors mark Breast Cancer Awareness Month and hear COVID-19 updates. The Winneshiek County Board of Supervisors signed a proclamation declaring October Breast Cancer Awareness Month at their October meeting. On hand to present the proclamation to the board was Margaret Muggs Walter of Winneshiek County Celebration of Life. In the years since we've recognized Breast Cancer Awareness Month, the number of women receiving mammograms has doubled, and survival rates have increased, Walter said. Walter noted that due to COVID-19 concerns, the annual Celebration of Life fundraising activities had been put on hold. This is the first time in 25 years that we've not held a fundraiser, she noted, adding that Letterworks was printing special COVID-19 masks with the organization's logo. Funds raised from the mask sales will support Celebration of Life. All right, and here's a picture. All right, we've got Echoes of the Past, and is there anything else that we need to read from this? I don't know. It's hard to tell with these papers. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there is. We'll save Echoes of the Past for last from here. And we go on to get ready for Vesterheim's Folk Art Benefit Auction. The annual benefit auction for Vesterheim, the National Norwegian American Museum of Folk Art School, will be held online Saturday, October 10th and Sunday, October 11th, noon to 9 p.m. To participate in the auction from anywhere in the world, they give you the link and you can start bidding. And there are lots of different things that you can bid on, including these fine items. Well, we wish them lots of luck in their fundraiser. And then we've got Your Place in downtown Decorah was the spot for sidewalk supervisors to park last Friday morning as the bar got some signage outside, some new signage. Look at that nice sign. That looks more like Decorah, I think, but what do I know? I don't know. Here's some good news for us. Assihaugen coronavirus outbreak has ended. Woo! Effective Wednesday, October 7th, the Iowa Department of Public Health has announced Assihaugen Nursing Home is no longer in COVID-19 outbreak status. This announcement comes 47 days after the nursing home was placed into outbreak status and several residents and staff tested positive for COVID-19 virus. During the outbreak, the nursing home was required to follow strict guidelines regarding virus testing, visitation, and daily management of residents in isolation or quarantine. We are no longer in outbreak status, which means we're able to accept flowers, goods, and food items from certified kitchens, and we're working on scheduling our outdoor family visits as well as visits that can happen inside the building. We've already restarted our restorative therapy program, and there are other new opportunities we will be communicating to the residents and their families as soon as we have definitive guidelines from the state. Assihaugen continues to test and require personal protective equipment be worn by staff and residents in accordance with the state requirements. As we move forward, it will be important that our county's numbers stay in a safe range as well, says Bowder. Many people don't realize that when the county numbers go up, the nursing homes are adversely affected because our testing requirements go up as well, and we have to pay for those tests. All right. Curbside leaf collection begins October 15th. That's good if you have a tree that's dropping leaves. Okay, we're going to read Echoes of the Past. 1940, 80 years ago. The senior float took the cake at the homecoming parade in Decorah last week. The float depicted Miss Victory, portrayed by Arlene Larson, carrying a large picture of President Roosevelt and Wendell Willkie with the words, "It's a question, Roosevelt or Willkie?" But Decorah's victory is sure. I guess they were having an election just like us this year. Miss Marjorie Rima was crowned homecoming queen during the coronation. Her attendants were Margaret Jansen, Donna Knickskern, Patty Hansen, and Barbara Orwell. George Bina, on leave from the Navy, surprised his mother last week. He came home unexpectedly for a 30-day leave with no advance word to his folks. He waited until his mother went to church and then walked into the pew and sat down beside her. Needless to say, she was very happy and surprised. I can only imagine. Wow. The big corn husking contest over at Ridgeway is expected to draw more than 60 men, as well as some women too. The 20-acre field of hybrid corn on the Clarence Butts farm will be the scene for the 1940 contest on October 19th. I'm sorry about that. A few Decorah young ladies will model fashionable furs, coats, and dresses and shoes at the festival-style show at the Grand Theater next week. A Spillville man has been given a 1-year prison term for some gunplay in the area. A Conover man was shot during the recent incident. A girl companion is out on parole after getting a 6-month sentence. Several more infantile paralysis cases are reported this week. That's not good. All right. 1950, 70 years ago. Work began in early October on the new medical office clinic being built by Dr. Svensson and Dr. Dahlquist on Leif Erikson Drive near the bridge. The clinic will have 3 consultation rooms, an X-ray room, an emergency room, a reception area, and 6 examining and treatment rooms. Charles Altfilish is the architect. Ernest C. Johnson of Route 4, Decorah, was the winner of the Northeast Iowa Contour Plowing Contest held near Waukon last week. 9 men from 5 Northeast Iowa counties were entered in the contest. That deer killed by a Jefferson Lines bus north of Decorah on Highway 52 last Tuesday was turned over to the Winnebago County home after it was butchered and dressed out. So the folks at the county home are eating venison this week. Well, I don't know if we'll be getting any roadkill here. I don't think that's possible, but venison's pretty good, so wouldn't be a bad thing. 68 Boy Scouts and 12 leaders went to the big camporee over at the Spillville Park last weekend. Frank Miller, local attorney, has been named to the High Court Bar. The Burr Oak community will give a 1-act play at the Bar of Justice next weekend. Among the cast members of this upcoming show, Albert Erickson, Vernon Abramson, Glorina Jetley, Shirley Underbaca, Ken Nesheim, Robert Dinger, Harlan Whitney, Louis Underbaca, Lloyd Dinger, Lyle Wilbur, Merle Smith, Brayton Whitney, Elmer Butler, Leo Matthews, Jordan Howland, Paul Wanglis, and Leonard Donlin. All right. 1960. 60 years ago, a 10-year sentence was pronounced upon a Decorah man for burglarizing White Motors Terminal sometime in the nighttime a few months ago. Soon to be seen on the local cable channel here in town, The Donald O'Connor Show, in living color on NBC. The modern models of the Smith Corona portable typewriters are now in stock at Kobe Office Supply Store. And the new high school auditorium in Kalmar is taking shape. 1970, 50 years ago, the Decorah JCettes are holding a membership tea at the home of Mrs. David Rambo next week. During the past year, the group appeared Project Mankind kits to be sent to Appalachia, assisted the JCs at the breakfast honoring Miss Iowa, provided a float for the Nordic Fest parade, sold chocolate-covered bananas at the county fair to raise funds for new playground equipment at the campground, and helped with the Red Cross Bloodmobile. They have been very busy women. Let's see. Edgar Epperly of Decorah is among the honorees named to the Historical Society of Iowa. 1980, 40 years ago. There are several sets of twins attending John Klein Elementary School this fall. Brenda Lualdi of the Luther College Music Faculty will present a recital this month. Corinne Golmitz of the Luther Faculty will be her accompanist. 30 years ago, in 1990, the Queen candidates at Decorah High School this fall are Jennifer Naisland, Renee Lindsay, Jane Hover, Sherry Williams, Suzanne Guilgott. Junior attendant is Rachel Ludeking. I think I know who her mother is, and she lives here. And sophomore attendant is Leah Donhow. Maynard Jerry has retired after 35 years on the job as Winnebago County Secondary Road Worker. Nordheim Park on the north end of the city was dedicated recently as Decorah's newest park. It's number 15. 2020 years ago, Decorah is now named one of the nation's prettiest painted places in America. Decorah was named the winner of the Great Plains region over Grinnell in Iowa to Crete in Nebraska. 2010, 10 years ago, Venium, Decorah's premier lifestyle community, is celebrating its 10th anniversary with an open house. All right, that's going to be it for the Decorah Public Opinion. We will also be reading the Driftless Journal today. Thank you very much.